Well, I found out what my problem was. I found out why it was that I was having so much trouble now all of a sudden turning acrylic. And I had turned probably 10 acrylic blanks before I started having all this trouble. And last night I was thinking, why is it that when I was even turning this one here, which is the one that you saw being turned in the last episode, now I know you didn't see it, catching and binding and stopping and then restarting, because I cut that part out. Once I got down to the place where it was perfectly round and no corners like this, well, then I wasn't having any problem. But I'm thinking, why is it that it's catching here so much more than it used to? And then it hit me. I'm using a different mandrel. And what was happening was, because I wasn't tightening it up with this nut, really the only thing that was driving everything was just this part right here. This was just sort of coasting along. Whereas when I clamp it down, well, now it's driving. It's like the difference between a two-wheel drive vehicle and a four-wheel drive vehicle. Anyway, I did 2 more, and no problem, no catching, no stopping, no binding, nothing weird. It just went great. So anyway, just thought I'd pass that on. Now I'm surprised nobody suggested that. Nobody said, hey Ron, you need to put the nut on the end to clamp it from both sides. Then this side will be driving this bushing, this side will be driving this bushing, instead of this driving everything. Well, anyway, I guess you can see the difference. I had little to no problems this time. Now I realize that I finished off here with 1500 grit sandpaper, but I'm going to use 1500 grit micromesh to start off, because I'm thinking there's the possibility that the micromesh might be just a little bit more fine than the sandpaper. Anyway, it only takes an extra minute. Now you'll notice that it's starting to form a slurry right away. I worked my way through all the pads, right up to 12,000 grit here. And I think there was 8 pads altogether, and I spent, maybe almost a minute with each pad. I don't know if that was too much or too little. All I know is I usually end up with good results. Okay, now just do that 3 more times. We are ready to press. And as you can see, I didn't have to use any of the extra brass tubes. Now I think these blanks turned out really well. We have Caribbean Sea Blue and custom made golden pink.
Gosh, Ron, how did you make golden pink?
Well, Goofy, it's sort of one of my secrets, but you know what? I'll tell you as long as you promise not to tell anybody else. It's what I didn't do. I didn't paint the brass tube.
Ron, you're so smart.
Well, thank you, Goofy, but you know what? You just keep watching my workshop videos, and one day you'll be smart like me too.